Whenever I read headlines stating vegans were more likely to be healthy weight and had much lower rates of disease, I thought, no duh. All the confident, sun-kissed, fit vegans doing handstands with ease, traveling the world, spreading love, seeds, and goodwill, living pure lives without harming a soul. Do they think they're better than the rest of us? Vegans are always pushing their agenda like it's a religion, preaching with their obnoxious slogans like meat is murder. I've always cared about animals, but what about my health? I've heard that grains and beans aren't good sources of protein and contain anti-nutrients. There's no way I can get enough protein on a vegan diet. I don't want to be weak and frail. Besides, being vegan is not a guarantee of good health. We need cholesterol. I eat fish for omega-3s. What about getting enough calcium without taking a supplement or eating dairy products? Don't I need to eat beef to get enough iron? Aren't vegan foods, salads, and gross or bland tasting food? How would I get enough calories? I don't want to give up burgers, fried chicken, and beef stew. Although today there's a vegan equivalent to practically every animal product. Beyond Beef vegan burgers supposedly taste like meat. They aren't healthy, but neither are fatty beef burgers. There are dairy-free coconut and almond yogurts, vegan dark chocolate bars, and vegan sausages at my local supermarket. Those are easy swaps I can make. Fruit smoothies with almond milk, corn on the cob, sweet potato fries, oatmeal with blueberries and walnuts, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bean burritos, roasted potatoes, spicy black bean soup with tortilla chips, spaghetti, and garlic bread. They're all vegan. I like those foods. I've eaten at vegan restaurants where I enjoyed the sweet and spicy mock chicken, mock beef and broccoli, and Thai salad with spicy peanut dressing. I even ate a delicious mock shrimp dish at a Chinese restaurant. Not all my friends or family are open to eating vegan foods though. At home, one of my favorite appetizers is an arugula salad with sliced strawberries, chopped apples, topped with crunchy walnuts, drizzled with a tangy balsamic vinegar. While I'm okay with just a salad every now and then, my husband would be hungry and would grill a steak to eat with the salad. I found a vegan YouTube channel called Sauce Stash, where a male chef shows how to recreate every meat lover's cravings, from fried chicken drumsticks, pepperoni, steak, and gooey cheese from various fruits, starches, or vegetables mixed with spices and oils. He says you can hardly tell the difference between the vegan version and the original, but he's overweight and does not look like a vegan. When my vegan friends tried to push me to be vegan too, I pushed back and said, I can't get enough protein on a vegan diet. They countered with, you don't need much protein, which I didn't believe. Why should I question what I've believed to be true and what I've eaten my entire life? It's good to be skeptical. I know science evolves and new data is released. I've seen muscular vegan male bodybuilders, but they put lots of protein powder in their smoothies. I assume they get that muscular by injecting steroids. I ask myself, why aren't I receptive to dissenting opinions and changing my mind? Why am I not open to new ways of thinking of things? Doctors once thought smoking was harmless. A woman's uterus would drop out if she ran more than 2 miles. Washing hands wasn't necessary, and that bloodletting helped people heal. How could they have believed those things? People used to believe the earth was flat. Moderation is not key. I've tried that. It doesn't work. Moderation made me sick and fat. I believed my personal fitness trainers who had strong, muscular bodies, who ate high animal protein diets, who said I needed extra protein, and superior protein comes from animal flesh. These trainers said I needed to try harder to lose weight and gain muscle by sticking to baked chicken and grilled meats. But I don't like grilled meat without lots of barbecue sauce. Every few months when I went to the gym, someone told me of another lean, muscular male bodybuilder who died from a sudden heart attack. Maybe the heart attack was caused from steroids, or maybe it was from all the animal fat and cholesterol building up in his veins and blood vessels over the years. Maybe all those heart attacks were caused by the combination of high protein diets and steroid use. They should do a study on that. Like many bodybuilders, I ignored the RDA guidelines and questioned their recommended daily protein dietary allowances of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight being adequate. That means a woman who weighs only 125 pounds only needs 46 grams of protein per day, and a man who weighs 170 pounds only needs to consume 62 grams of protein per day. I presume those guidelines were for inactive people who don't lift weights. I was trying to eat 100 grams of protein per day, when the RDA for someone my size and weight of 100 pounds only requires 36 grams of protein. Isn't that too low? In contrast, the FDA asserts that everyone only needs to consume 50 grams of protein per day. Without eating any animal protein after plugging in the foods I've been eating throughout the week, I easily consume 50 grams of protein from beans, fruit, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds. If I want more protein, I guess I could add vegan protein powder to my smoothies instead of collagen. Hardcore vegans like Dr. McDougall says that protein powders are toxic, but he doesn't lift weights or exercise like I do. High protein diets can cause kidney disease, but I thought that only applies to people who have poorly functioning kidneys. People with kidney disease are often able to reverse their kidney disease and improve their kidney function by reducing their protein intakes. I want muscle and a smaller waist, so my trainer cut my carbs and increased the animal protein. I ended up fatter, my waistline even thicker than it was before. Why was I believing my trainer and not the FDA? When I was a kid and I asked my mom why, she would say, because I said so. Teachers and employers chastised me for asking questions. Why shouldn't I question authority? Just because something has been done a certain way doesn't mean there isn't a better way. Being vegan won't guarantee good health. If I have lots of stress, don't sleep enough, breathe in mold or toxins, and exercise in an area with lots of pollution, a vegan diet will not fix all my problems. If I eat gluten, since I have a gluten sensitivity and a leaky gut, just cutting out animal products won't be sufficient. Removing inflammatory foods can resolve a lot of my issues, but sadly not all of them. Eliminating all animal products from my diet won't improve my health if I keep eating vegan processed foods with oil, sugar, or flavoring chemicals. Soda, Skittles, and tortilla chips are vegan. Vegan ice cream can have as much sugar and fat as dairy ice cream. I love So Delicious mint and chip ice cream. It's vegan, but I need to stop eating that. Excess fats, even good plant fats from avocados, peanut butter, nuts, and seeds, cause me to gain weight, which puts me at an increased disease risk. There are unhealthy fat vegans with heart disease. Margarine and butter are both terrible fats to eat, so it's good I don't eat either of those. To be a healthy vegan takes more control. I need to focus on whole foods that Mother Earth provides. When I decided to try a vegan diet and to ensure I was getting sufficient nutrients, I followed Dr. Greger's daily dozen checklist. When people eat animal products, their cholesterol levels go up, no wonder my cholesterol levels were high. If high cholesterol isn't bad for us, then why do doctors prescribe statins, which are cholesterol-lowering drugs, in hopes to prevent strokes and heart attacks? We need cholesterol, but our bodies make cholesterol, so we don't need to add it to our diets. People promoting certain diets or foods they like to eat will push misinformation, data they think is true and or disinformation, information that they know is false, either because that falsehood makes them money and or because they don't want to change the way they eat. What barbecue restaurant, dairy producer, or beef rancher wants the message out that their product makes people sick? If I keep listening to views I agree with and ignore opposing views, I believe these viewpoints even more. Isn't it possible that my current opinion is outdated? Things once thought of impossible are possible today. I eat fish because of the omega-3s in fish. I didn't realize fish get their omega-3s from the algae they eat, or that plant foods contain omega-3s too. I could eat nori vegetable rolls with, sushi rolls, or ground flax and chia seeds for omega-3s and DHA. Fish are contaminated with PCBs, chemicals, toxins, and microplastics. All fish contain mercury and cholesterol, so I stopped eating fish. Yes, fish contain cholesterol. In fact, all animal products contain cholesterol. Plant foods do not contain cholesterol. Doctors are learning more by looking at past studies to see what they ignored and how flawed hypotheses were made. I read books and articles arguing against grains and beans and to look to Paleolithic times and eat what they ate. But in paleo times, they ate beans and grains, and they also ate animal organs, drank animal blood, rarely lived to 40 years old, and had high rates of heart disease. People who feel better and lose weight on a paleo or keto diet usually get healthier because they aren't consuming wheat and gluten. Maybe they were celiac or gluten sensitive and didn't know it. These diets cut out sugar and flours, which are inflammatory and high in calories. When a person lowers calories, even if the diet consists of only Doritos, weight loss and better health results. I tried paleo, keto, and Whole30 diets and never lost weight. People I know on these diets have lost weight, but they are still overweight and they all have high cholesterol levels. These high protein, high fat diets increase fat buildup in the body, increase heart disease and overall disease risk, and increase insulin resistance, setting more adults and children up for type 2 diabetes. People who want to lower their blood sugar levels switch from a standard American diet to a ketogenic or low-carb, high-protein diet. Their blood sugars improve. They lose weight. They have heart attacks or strokes. I can find a study to support any viewpoint, but studies with few people analyzed over short time frames like ketogenic diets are not proof. To claim a low-fat diet isn't beneficial when the low-fat diet was only slightly lower in fat to the comparison group is like claiming more exercise is not better when people add only 5 minutes to their time on a treadmill. Comparing junk food vegetarians against whole food meat eaters is not a fair comparison. There are fat vegans. I used to limit grains and beans because they're carbohydrates and contain anti-nutrients. These phytates protect us against cancer. I can soak grains and beans to remove most of the phytates, but I don't have to eat grains or beans if I don't want to, if I ever decided to become vegan. I stopped drinking soy milk when it was theorized that soy has estrogenic effects, increases estrogen levels and cancer risk. Phytoestrogens are actually protective against cancer, and those who eat more tofu and edamame have lowered risk of cancer. Dairy milk, not soy milk, increases estrogen. I don't drink soy milk because I just prefer coconut milk, hemp milk, and almond milk. I eat edamame as a snack and have fun making tofu into salmon wedges, chicken bites, or cream. My husband likes pressing tofu and making it into spicy riblets or steaks with fish-free Worcestershire sauce on the grill. Vegans are skinny and weak. As opposed to being fat, eating animal protein does not make muscle or increase strength. Exercise increases muscle mass and promotes strength. Is vegan tennis champion Venus Williams or vegan football player Colin Kaepernick weak? I didn't know they were vegan. There are more professional athletes and even bodybuilders going vegan to get shredded, gain muscle, and improve their edge in their sport. I didn't know that. I never drank milk because of my severe dairy allergy to milk protein and avoided dairy my entire life, except for the times that my food was cross-contaminated with a dairy product, and yet have never broken a bone. When I was in elementary school, I fell while rollerblading and ended up with a sprain. So if not drinking milk causes weak bones, my wrist should have broken to bits and pieces. Countries that consume the most dairy, like Finland, have the highest numbers of fractures. Dairy products contain pus, antibiotics, hormones, harmful bacteria, excess calcium, cholesterol, casein, whey. Saturated fat is acidic and promotes insulin resistance, obesity, and autoimmune conditions like cancer, type 1 diabetes, lupus, thyroid diseases, and rheumatoid arthritis. I knew dairy was bad for me, but I was shocked to learn from reading the China study that Dr. Campbell, who worked for the NIH, National Institutes of Health, that casein, the main protein in dairy, grows tumors. The more dairy one eats, the more a tumor grows. He was able to shrink tumors by reducing dairy. Growing up in a farming family, Dr. Campbell ate dairy products and lots of animal meat. So he was shocked to learn that animal protein increases cancer risk too. Dr. Campbell found through his research that animal protein intake exceeding 10% of total calories increases one's likeliness of cancer and disease. This is where the 10% of protein and 10% of fat rule a lot of people are promoting came from. The probability of getting sick is directly correlated to how much dairy and animal flesh is eaten. After getting a blood test, I found out I was anemic, so I started eating chicken liver and eating more steak. But my iron levels remain low, so I started taking iron pills. My well-educated doctor in nutrition told me to stop the calcium and the iron pills, eliminate all animal proteins, and eat large green raw salads daily. He explained that animal products are acidic to humans, so our bodies try to neutralize the acids by releasing calcium from our bones, which makes our bones weaker. Dairy and meat intake make our bones weaker, not stronger. Green salads contain plenty of iron, which I didn't initially believe. So if I'm eating too much iron, especially heme iron, which is only in animal products, my body will try to create balance by excreting the excess iron. After I stopped the calcium and iron pills and ditched the animal products, my calcium levels and iron levels normalized, which is great because now I don't have to buy those expensive supplements and worry about toxic overload. Vitamins and supplements are not without risks and are considered over-the-counter drugs. I've been frustrated with government's inaction and helping people live healthier lives. But I felt much better when I learned that going vegan may reduce greenhouse gases by an astounding 50%. This is important because we need to breathe clean air and drink clean water. We cannot survive freezing temperatures in the winters, fires in the warmer seasons, and excessive heat waves in the summer. Many of us cannot afford the excessive cost of heating and air conditioning our homes. As the earth becomes hotter, rivers dry up, crops die. Farmers are forced to leave their land and migrate to other countries. We cannot keep feeding animals grains, which are our food. There just won't be enough land and food to feed all the people in the world unless we all join in a vegan revolution. Each person can make a difference to protect our land and our future. Most people don't want to be different or weird or difficult, but don't we all dislike certain foods and avoid certain foods? Aren't we all different, a bit weird, and sometimes difficult? Coworkers made fun of my brown bag lunches. Acquaintances called me a tree hugger and a tofu lover. I no longer care what people think about me. I'm going to eat what makes my body strong, energized, and nourished. Now that I'm 100% vegan, people have told me they admire me, look to me for inspiration, and want to eat more like me. I didn't expect that. There didn't used to be plant milks to drink, yet everyone I know either has almond or oat milk in their refrigerator. More of us are replacing butter with olive oil. Most of us can pronounce the grain quinoa. We all know what coconut water tastes like, but not all of us like it. I didn't know what chia seeds looked like or what they were used for, but today, most of us know chia seeds are the key ingredient along with plant milk to a healthy chia pudding. There aren't many vegans now, but the numbers are growing. More meat eaters are going plant-based. Meatless Mondays are as popular as casual Fridays. Dairy milk producers are making almond milk because the sales of dairy milk is going down. Vegan restaurants are popping up all over the world. Burger joints often offer vegetarian bean burgers. Remember when people smoked cigarettes and doctors said cigarettes posed no harm and were perfectly safe? Cigarette ads showed smokers as sophisticated, acceptable, and normal. Today, everyone knows cigarettes direct link to lung cancer. Many people consider smoking disgusting. Remember when going gluten-free seemed weird? It's likely that eating meat will be considered a character flaw and being vegan the norm. I thought there was no way I could stop eating animal products entirely. I made 2 attempts at just eating plant foods, but I went back to eating meat. But looking back, I was just trying to find an excuse to revert back to my old eating habits. Vegans must add a B12 supplement to their diet due to the depletion in our soils. Doctors are now recommending that meat eaters also take a B12 supplement. Taking iodine or eating sea vegetables like nori is another supplement and or food all vegans should consume. The argument that a vegan diet is not the ideal diet for humans because it's recommended to take a few supplements is ridiculous, because every meat eater I know takes supplements. In fact, the bodybuilders who eat the high protein diets, primarily from animal meat, take the most supplements. I was eating a certain way, eating some form of animal protein with every meal, and found it hard to change my ingrained eating habits. I didn't go vegan overnight. My mind resisted it. There were struggles. I stopped and resumed. I learned what works and doesn't work. Having my whole family join in the vegan revolution in my home made a huge difference. I am 100% vegan now and wish I ate this way my entire life. The only animal protein in my house today is in little round tin cans for my cat. In 2021, last year, I created a transition book with motivational stories, strategies that work with delicious recipes to help others go vegan. That book is called The High Five Diet, which you can order from my website, thehighfivediet.com. You can be a healthy vegan or an unhealthy, overweight vegan, but you cannot be a truly healthy omnivore. If you still have doubts, what evidence would change your mind? Are you open to ideas that are different than what you've been told your entire life? I care what other people eat because I'm saddened by how many people are sick, how animals live and die in brutal conditions. I want clean air and water for everyone. Not eating animals may prevent future pandemics. I want everyone to be vegan because I want to see more people well than sick. I think the world would be a happier and kinder place if animals were let to live their full lives in nature. I want every person to stop eating animal flesh and to stop hunting animals and fish because I'm scared about my future if things don't change. For me, being vegan is not just a diet. It's my new lifestyle. I feel and look so much better today that I want to share it with others. No one should have to be saddled with outrageous, unnecessary medical costs, surgeries, and drugs due to overconsumption, processed foods, dairy, meat, and fish. What would it be like if no one worried about belly fat, heart disease, or type 2 diabetes? For those that follow an oil-free LFPB, low-fat, plant-based vegan diet, you can expect to lose excess body fat, feel better, and see improved health markers, sometimes as quickly as 1 week. My total cholesterol went from 201 on a dairy-free standard American diet down to 148 when I switched to a LPFB diet, and that was with just losing 9 pounds. I didn't believe what other vegans were telling me either. What do you think about eating more fruits and vegetables and eating less meat? Aren't you a little curious to find out how a different lifestyle would benefit you? Do you believe eating animal products and excess calories is harming your health or people you know? Would you be willing to try a vegan diet and get your blood test before and after 30 days to see the test results for yourself? Let me know in the comments below.